Hey, you guys, I'm Summer, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about building a life or a business that works for you. This is a part of my Teach Me Something playlist where I sit down with people who help us cut through the noise and focus on what really drives results. Today, we're talking about something that people love to talk about a lot: relationship building. Everyone says it matters, but a very few people explain it in a way where it actually starts leading to revenue. My guest today is Brenda Marie Sheldrake. She's a contributing author to the best selling book, Your One Habit to Thrive in a Post COVID World. And she's also the recipient of 2022 WOW Award. And WOW stands for Women of Worth. Brenda is known for helping entrepreneurs build strong connections that convert into sales, not just more conversation and after conversation, but real money in your pocket. Through her events, through her masterclasses, she teaches people how to stop wasting time on meetings that keep going nowhere and instead start building relationship to grow their business. Brenda, let's get straight into something I hear people all the time. Even I say it all the time, Brenda. Build relationships to grow your business. I want to hear your perspective on this. A lot of people are tired of hearing it because it feels slow. So let's address that heads on. First of all, welcome to my podcast. Why do you think it's relationship building is still the most important way to grow your business, even when people feel it takes too long?
Well, Summer, that's one of the things I talk about all the time. And thank you for having me here today. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate an opportunity to share this message with people. So here's really the bottom line. There are two kinds of people in this world. There are people who can benefit from building relationships, and there are people who will not. The
Hmm.
definition of who will not is really short. If you sell, my example is always widgets because widgets make you think of whatever you sell. So if you sell widgets and you want to sell one widget to everybody on the planet, but you don't care if you ever sell another widget to them, then
Hmm.
relationship building is not for you. And you are right. For those people, it does take too long. So now I want to talk to everybody else.
Hmm.
If you have a product, a service, if you sell anything, if you coach, whatever it is that you have, if you would like one of these two things, if you would like A, to be able to sell more times to the same person. So they come, they buy your widgets, but they come back a month later, a week later, 2 days later, and they buy more widgets from you, then you want to build relationships with them. If you want the people who buy your widgets to tell all their friends to buy their widgets from you, then you want to build relationships.
Hmm.
And the reason I say that is because that's how you stay memorable. Think about the last time that you were driving down the road. Maybe you were on vacation and you got thirsty. So
Hmm.
you were driving by and you saw a sign, a great big sign, and the sign said ice cold lemonade. So you
Hmm.
stopped and you grabbed your ice cold lemonade and you drove away down the road.
Hmm.
It may not have been in the same city you live in. It may not have been, it's not someplace you're going to go every day. It may not even be someplace that you're going to see again until your trip back home.
Hmm.
That type of a transaction, if you want, if you would like me to tell all my friends, hey, if you're on the 427 and you get thirsty, you want to hop off at exit 102 and you want to go to Summer's Cafe because she sells the best ice cold lemonade. And not just that, she's going to brighten your day with her smile and her attitude,
Hmm.
right? Then that's going to make anybody looking for ice cold lemonade, looking for a break, looking for an elevation to their day, decide to get off at that exit and check out your restaurant. So even though I don't live right next to you, and even though I may not be going in every day for a piece of pie,
Hmm.
I'm telling more and more people, so I'm increasing your business. That's a benefit of building relationships. That's an example of a relationship building exercise, too. You want to show your interest in people is one of the really important things in building those kind of relationships. If I walk into your restaurant and you're over in the corner talking to George, who comes in every day, and you go, be with you in a second, I'll wait if I'm really thirsty,
Mm-hmm.
or I'll go get something from the cooler instead,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if you go, hey, welcome to the restaurant. I'm just with George for a minute. I'll be with you in 1 minute. I feel recognized. I feel seen. I feel valued. You appreciate. It feels like you appreciate that I showed up. That's showing value to somebody, and that's relationship building. And then when you come over, when you finish with George and you come over, hey, how are you today? How can I help you? And while you're getting them their ice cold, perfect lemonade, you're
Mm-hmm.
saying, I haven't seen you around here before. Are you new? Did you move here? Are you just passing through? When will you be back again? Love to have you. Hope you'll think of us on your way back by. As I'm leaving, you're going to be saying things to me like, hope you'll think of us when you're on your way back home. Have a
Mm-hmm.
safe trip. Maybe give them a tip about if you know that there's construction up the road. Maybe you live there locally. You know, there's construction just up the road. It's going to delay you just a little bit if you're in a rush. Then there's this alternate route that I know about if you want me to share it with you.
Mm.
You offer a little bit of extra help, give a little bit of extra value. And you don't just have to own a restaurant and be serving ice cold lemonade to be able to do those kind of things.
Correct. Yeah.
It works with your book, it works with anything.
Ah, coming to that, this actually reminded me of a story from my BNI days. I used to have a friend called Joel, and he told us about a certain cafe in the Mexican place that we're going to. And he said, if you go there, tell him that Joel sent you. And he's been there just a couple of times. He's my Canadian buddy. And imagine Joel's surprise when the next time he went there and said, oh, you've sent me your friends. That's also, I think, relationship building.
It
But
is.
you and me being coaches, let's make this practical for people who are in our shoes. Someone listening might say, okay, I get it, but what do I actually do? What does it look like practically? I want to know your relationship building process, like step by step. How do you move from meeting someone to actually doing business together in our world?
Okay. So in our world, I meet a lot of people by doing networking events,
Repeat
both
that because you
virtual
froze for
networking
you
events.
froze for 1 second.
Oh,
Start
okay.
again.
Okay. So I do a lot of in our world in terms of coaches, people like us who want to get more clients. I meet a lot of my prospective clients on networking events,
Hmm.
both virtual networking events and in-person networking events.
Hmm.
And I'm going to talk about virtual events first because I think we do a lot of those even though we're post-COVID.
Yeah.
So, when I go to a virtual networking event, the first thing I try and do is I try and look at the list of attendees the day before the event.
Hmm.
Now, what I'm looking for, I'm first looking to see who I know because that's going to be wonderful because I'm going to be able to reconnect and say positive things to those people.
Hmm.
But then I'm checking to see who I don't know. And I
Hmm.
get the list of names of people that I don't know. And then I go over to LinkedIn because I believe, and I think you agree with me on this one, Summer, but I believe that LinkedIn is the best platform for business people to be on.
Absolutely. Yes.
So I go and I look up their profiles. And when I'm looking up their profiles, I'm looking first for the things that interest me. Because if you're not interesting to me, I
Hmm.
can't fake building a relationship with you. Relationship building is not fake, it's not phony, it's
Hmm.
not a commercial tactic.
Hmm.
It has to be genuine because people can feel when it's not. So then I look for the things that I'm interested in about their profile because then when they show up and I take a couple notes of those things and I have them on my notes so that I can see them when we're doing the networking event. So then when that person shows up on the screen, there's usually that little bit of small talk stuff at the beginning.
Hmm.
What I'm looking for during that small talk stuff is I am looking for, please don't try and meet everyone in the room. Even if everybody is new, even if you've never met any of them before, please
Hmm.
don't try and meet everybody in the room.
Hmm.
It's not going to work well.
Hmm.
So I look for the 3 to 5, 5 maximum
Hmm.
people who interest me the most.
Intentional. Beautiful.
I also listen. So yes, in terms of intentional, I'm also, so I've got my information about them that I think seems interesting, but that's what they put on paper. And
Hmm.
there's still some people who have other people write their LinkedIn copy. So I also now I am watching the person on the screen. I am listening to what they have to say because I'm
Hmm.
listening to see if there's alignment with what I saw in the profile.
Hmm.
When I see the alignment, when I see the things that I'm interested in, and even if they didn't talk about the thing that interested me most on their LinkedIn profile, then I'm going to send them a direct message. And in my direct message, I say, you know, I was looking at the list of attendees and I saw that you were coming and I
Hmm.
did a little bit of research. So that tells me, well, what would that tell you, Summer? If I said to you, I did a little bit of research yesterday on you, I saw you were going to be here. Does that make you feel special?
It does make me feel special. Yes.
Okay. So I did a little bit of research, Summer, and I saw that you wrote a book. And I would like to, and tell her, especially Summer's wrote so many books. So you want to tell Summer which book, right? I saw that you wrote this book. If you quote the title, then that lets them know that you really did look at them, right? Because most
Hmm.
people have wrote a book by now.
Hmm.
So, okay, I saw that you wrote a book on this title.
Hmm.
I'd really like to know more about the things you talked about in that book. Now, if you actually have been lucky enough to have read the book, maybe this is somebody you've always been following, then if you can pick out something even more specific, like your chapter on relationship building, I'd
Hmm.
really like to know more about the things you talked about in your chapter on relationship building.
Hmm. Hmm.
Would you be open? So, this is the question. Now, the question comes in. Would you be open to booking a one-to-one?
Hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Now, if you've approached this in this way, why would Summer say no? Um,
That is true.
the only reason I can think of that you would say no would be if you're too busy today. And then you might say, you know what? I'm just about to leave for a trip to the Caribbean. And so I would love to meet with you, but I'm not going to be able to do it until XYZ. Don't try, this is a professional tip. Don't
Hmm.
try and book that by saying, okay, I'm available on Thursday at 9 or Saturday at 2. Say, would you like to share your calendar link or would you like me to share mine?
Beautiful. Yes.
Share your calendar link. They book into your calendar. Now, in the event, and don't chatter on in DMs in within the networking event because remember they came there for something as well.
Hmm.
And you don't want to take away from the host's event. You don't want to take away from any speakers they might have. Even if it's a strictly a networking event, you don't want to take away from the networking that the host is trying to have going on. So
Hmm.
your private side conversations need to be short as possible.
Hmm.
Make sure that once you get off that you have sent them a connection request on LinkedIn. And if you have free LinkedIn, then my suggestion to you is that your last thing that you say to them in DM is, my preferred platform is LinkedIn. I've sent you a connection request. I just want to make sure you know so you look for it.
Hmm.
That way, because if you have free LinkedIn, you can only send like 5 messages, connection requests with messages per month.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this is a workaround to it. You let them know within the chat, I sent it, and then send it without a message. Keep your
Hmm.
messages for the ones that you really need to send them for.
Hmm.
Somebody who you really want to meet with, who you can't connect with verbally first.
That's what I did when I had my free account. Now, one thing that could get really frustrating, just like I'm reaching out to a few people that I'm interested in, there might be lots of other people who are trying to get in touch with me and asking me for a one-on-one. But because every good conversation that we have 5 other conversations that are going nowhere. How do you avoid wasting time with people who were never going to buy in the first place? The tire kickers, as we call them. What should we paying? What should we be doing to pay attention earlier on?
So if you initiated the conversation, then basically I say buyer beware,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the other thing is, when you go into that first conversation, if you're going into it for relationship building, and this is kind of the acid test of are you really going in for relationship building?
Mm-hmm.
If you are really going in for relationship building, if you really want to build something that will last long term
Mm-hmm.
and give you leads that last and
Mm.
clients that stick, then be willing to have a first call where you don't pitch anything.
That
There,
is gold.
don't expect a sale on that call. If
Mm-hmm.
something happens organically, if Summer says to me, "Oh, I'm so interested in that community that you invited me to come and speak at. I want to become a member too."
Mm.
If Summer just sold herself, well, then you could say, "I can send you a little more information, or would you like me to share a little more information? Or I'll give you a link to the page that shows you the options for joining." Or in my case, what I've created that makes it even easier. If someone says, "I'm really interested in joining your community," I am not going to sell them on anything. I'm letting them sell themselves. I created a quiz. The quiz shows you the appropriate level of the community for your skills right now.
Nice.
So I have
Yes.
this link to the quiz. You can take this quiz, and then we can get together again and talk about the results.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
again, you're not selling anything. But on that first call, I wouldn't even offer them that link to the quiz unless Summer said to me, I want to join the community. I'm ready now." Okay, here's the link to the quiz. This is how it works. We'll
Hmm.
see where you're best suited for before I even talk to anything further on it.
That's the big part I'm taking away from this conversation.
Now, in terms of when someone approaches you, you can approach this in one of two ways. It is either those surprise bags that we used to buy when we were kids? You go into the dollar store. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen them somewhere. You go into the dollar store. Even now as adults, they still sell them to us. They'll sell them sometimes in makeup stores. There's a bag, and the bag, you don't know what's in the bag, but the bag is $10.
Hmm.
And maybe you're going to get some of the very top line makeup in it. Maybe you're going to get midline. You're probably not going to get garbage. They're not going to put garbage in the bag, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you
Mm-hmm.
buy the bag because the bag's a bargain. If the person feels like a bargain,
Mm-hmm.
now how do you judge whether a person feels like a bargain? What have they said in the event? What were they talking about in the event?
Mm-hmm.
You could quickly cast a side glance at their LinkedIn. If you have two screens, when I'm on a call, I always keep my second screen open to LinkedIn so that when I go on a networking event, there's somebody who shows up who wasn't registered, who is a surprise, or they speak, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I wish I'd picked that person for one of my five." I grab their LinkedIn really quick and I see what I see about them before I go any further. Somebody
You and I
sends
have
you,
that in common.
and if somebody sends you a message, same thing. Look on that LinkedIn, see what you see on the LinkedIn. You can even do it before you can answer the request to connect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, all right. The other thing you can do, we are all very busy people. If somebody says to me, "Can you meet with me tomorrow?" In most cases, I'm going to say, "I'm sorry, my tomorrow's booked already,"
Mm-mm.
right? We're busy people.
We are.
But if you have a calendar link, I'm happy to book into your calendar. Now, here's another tip I would say. If you say to somebody, "I'm happy to book into your calendar," don't forget about them.
Mm.
Do go and look at their calendar. Do go and look at their profile. And if for some reason when you look at their profile, there's something that makes you uncomfortable or that you don't connect with, then just get back to them and let them know that you don't think it's going to work out or that your calendar's too. Here's a good test for whether are they pushy or not. If you say, "You know what? I'm just getting back to you. I've checked my calendar and it's booked for the rest of the month, but I'd really like to see if we could get something on the calendar for next month." If they say,
Mm.
"Oh, of course, like no problem," or if they say, "I'm going to be away next month, but what about the month after?" Then you know they're not a pushy salesman type person. It wasn't pushy sales that
Yes.
made them ask to meet with you tomorrow. It was their excitement and enthusiasm about meeting with you. So you can
Hmm.
watch for the red flags as well. And that will decrease your likelihood of getting a sales pitch. And the last thing, if somebody asks to meet with me, I'm very specific and very clear about what I'm
Hmm.
looking for on those calls. And
Hmm.
so I say, I would love to meet with you. I would love to get to know you better, learn more about what you're working on, see if there are possibilities for us to work together. But can we agree that this call is a no sales zone for the first call?
Hmm.
That will eliminate your people who are looking at you because they looked at your profile and went, Summer, you've got to have this red lipstick because it'll go with your outfit. I'm going to sell you this red lipstick. When we get on that call, I know I can sell you on that red lipstick. Okay, if you want to
Hmm.
sell me on red lipstick in the first call, that call's not for us.
Let me ask you something that could be a little controversial. A lot of people are spending a lot of hours on LinkedIn trying to get their ideal clients. And I've heard you say a couple of times, and I haven't paid much attention, but I want to bring this topic back. Who should we actually be talking to? And why do you believe people should stop looking for their ideal clients on LinkedIn?
Okay, so this is one of the newest things that I've been putting forward, but it is something that I have always believed. Businesses are on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not just the business, the people who run the business are on LinkedIn. But if you are looking for, here, there's two reasons to stop looking for your ideal client.
Hmm.
Here's the easy one. If you are only targeting your ideal client, then you are selling to one person. Even once you get in front of them, you are selling to one person. If you practice relationship building, you can hope that they will give you referrals and introductions, but you are selling to one person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I propose is look at your ideal client very, very carefully
Mm-hmm.
and decide who else serves your ideal client in other ways. Please hear those last words, in other ways.
Mm-hmm.
Summer, I've had people say to me, but that's my competition. Let's break this down. If you're a real estate agent, the mortgage broker is not your competition,
Absolutely. Complementary businesses.
and neither is the insurance agent.
Mm-hmm.
Those are businesses, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they're businesses that your target client will need help from if they want to buy a house. So if you want to meet more people who want to buy houses in Mississauga, then what you do is you go on LinkedIn and you're going to get a much bigger list this way. You're going to get a much bigger pond to fish in. You're going
Mm-hmm.
to go on LinkedIn and you're going to say, okay, I'm looking for mortgage agents in Mississauga.
Mm-hmm.
Now you make a decision. Am I only looking for ones that belong to big companies? Depends on what you're looking to sell as a real estate agent. Are you only looking for the big companies or are you looking for the independent brokers? Are you looking for people who work on their own?
Mm-hmm.
That helps you to decide who you want to talk to. But here's the thing. If
Mm-hmm.
I build a relationship with a mortgage agent, law of abundance, there are thousands of people, there's millions of people, right? Summer in this world.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we don't want to do business with every one of them.
We
One,
can't.
because we couldn't keep up with them all. And two, aren't there different kinds of personalities in the world?
Mm-hmm.
So do you like every one of those personalities?
Absolutely not.
So we probably don't want to do business with somebody we don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I think the words, this is just an aside, I think the words know, like, and trust are all mixed up. If I don't like somebody, if that initial gut feeling that I get when I meet somebody, if it's that I don't like them, it's
Mm-hmm.
only there's a few exceptions to that that I can think of. But if that gut feeling is I don't like them, then I'm not going to take the time to decide if I know them. And if I don't know them, then I definitely can't make a decision about whether I trust them.
100%.
So when you build those relationships, build a relationship, practice the skills that I talked about at the beginning, get that person to know you, think about you, make you memorable. Then every time that mortgage agent gets somebody who wants to buy a house in Mississauga, he's going to say, You gotta go see Summer. She is the best realtor in Mississauga that I know. Or, and I welcome this,
Mm-hmm.
because if you don't offer exclusivity, don't expect exclusivity. And
Right.
please don't expect exclusivity. Abundance, abundance, people, abundance. Lots of people in the world.
Yes, plenty of fish.
Yes.
Oops.
So when the mortgage agent says to me, I'd be happy to refer people to you, Summer, but I want to be clear and transparent with you. I do have a couple of other realtors that I refer to. I've had people who say that I don't want to work with that person. You don't want to work
Wow.
with that person? They just said
Mm.
they would be happy to refer to you, but you're not going to be the only person they're going to refer to.
Oh no. Mm.
It's still a compliment. I don't expect that mortgage agent to do my business for me.
Mm.
That's my job. So I always tell people when you refer me, when you do a referral for me, and if we have time, I'd like to say just a little something quick about referrals, Summer.
Yeah, of course, yes.
So if that person is referring to me, even if they're referring to me and three other realtors, and
Mm-hmm.
even if they do it, even if I see it in the message transparently, if they say, I'm introducing you to Brenda and I'm introducing you to Summer and I'm introducing you to George, that's okay. That's fine. It's my job, number one, to decide if I want to do business with that person. And number two, if I do want to sell them a house, then I better sell them on me first.
Yeah.
I better build the relationship with that client. And this is especially important for realtors because realtors, people don't sell houses every day, but you don't know who they know who might be moving to the neighborhood. You don't know who they know who might be looking for a house someplace. And most importantly, in 5 years, when they need a bigger house because they just had their third child and the house won't accommodate one more space, you want them to call you over everybody else.
100%. Yeah.
And I hate to break this to you, realtors. Those cute little calendars you send me in the mail, yes, they're cute. And I do hang at least one of them up on my fridge and I've got them spread around my house. But they're not going to make you become the top of mind realtor for me. Not that solely. So this is why I say build relationships. This is why I say that you need to talk to people who serve your client, not your client. Because make a choice.
Yeah.
It's like the transactional. Do you want one lead from it? Or would you potentially like an endless supply? Because if you
Lifetime
nurture
of
those
leads.
relationships, the endless supply happens.
This chat needs to be heard by people who are doing all the right things, but not seeing the result. And probably a couple of insights we shared here are going to be like, this is why it's not working for me. So I
Yes.
think you and I have the same business ethos, we have the same insights, but even then, I always learn a lot from you, Brenda. And you guys, if you're ready to build relationships that actually convert, go connect with Brenda. Brenda, what's the best place for you for people to come and get in touch with you?
The best place to find me, you've heard me refer to it a number of times today, is my LinkedIn profile. And
And check out her community. Brenda, tell us about the beautiful community that I'm a part of that you lead so beautifully.
thank you so much, Summer. Just before I talk about the community, really quick, I want to say something about the difference between a referral and an introduction, if I could.
Yes, please.
Okay, so a referral. This is why some people say, I don't know about the value of referrals. If somebody says to you, my next door neighbor wants to buy a house, call them. Here's their phone number and tell them
Hmm.
that I sent you. That's a referral.
Yeah.
And it is not really as it still has value, but it
Hmm.
is not as valuable as an introduction. And the reason is when Summer gets the phone call from me and I say, "Hey Summer, my name's Brenda, and I heard that you want to buy a house in the neighborhood, and your next door neighbor, your best friend Julie told me that we're looking to buy a house." Most people, the first thing they're going to do is say, "Okay, let me get back to you." Summer's going to hang up the phone and Summer's going to pick up the phone again. She's going to text or phone Julie and say, Julie, did you really tell somebody named Brenda Sheldrake to call me about buying a house?
Mhm.
So if for some reason you feel you must give a referral in that way, then please call Summer and tell her that you just told Brenda to call you? Because you want them to be expecting the call when they get it.
Mm-hmm.
The other problem with that kind of a referral is when I pick up the phone and I phone, I don't know whether the baby's crying. I don't know whether the kids are sick. I don't know whether she's running out the door to the doctor's. I don't know if it's a good time. Now, an introduction you do on LinkedIn. Go on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If they're not on LinkedIn, go on the platform that they're on, but go on the
Mm-hmm.
platform, set up a chat with the two people. Say something nice about the person you're referring them to. And so you're going to say something, if you're connecting Summer and I for the first time, you're going to say something nice about Summer and something nice about me and why you are connecting us. And then you don't have to stay in that chat anymore. Or if you're more comfortable, stay until the conversations at least begin. If it's blowing up your LinkedIn, if we got into a huge conversation, it's blowing up your LinkedIn, you can leave once we're talking. But
Yeah.
please, introductions much better than referrals if you want to help your friends out.
Nice.
Yes.
But we do want to hear about the community that you have, where you support so many entrepreneurs and push them along in their dreams. Tell us more, Brenda.
So my community is called Building Better Business Relationships. You can find us on Facebook. Go look us up. You can find it. It's building. We'll put that link in the chat too. Thank
Yep.
you. So there is a free level to the community. If you're not sure, if you just want to check us out, if you want to get some more tips, some more ideas, and not just ideas and tips on lead generation. Summer has
Hmm.
spoken on in my community.
Absolutely. I loved it.
If you want to learn things, my goal is to teach you all the things you need to be an entrepreneur and stay in business. For many of you, when you became an entrepreneur, it was because you were good at something, loved doing something, and you decided somebody told you you could make money doing it.
Hmm.
But they may not have told you all the other things that you were going to have to do in order to run a successful business. So, what I'm working to do with the Building Better Business Relationships community is to ensure that you know those other things and stay positive and keep your resilience up.
Hmm.
Because not every day it's going to seem like a good idea that you became an entrepreneur. We always hope that
Hmm.
you have more days where you love it than you do that you will question it. But when one of those days comes up, my community is the place you can come for the little acted piece of support. There is a free level. We're going to give you the link to that. And if you think you'd like to join as a paid member, I have a quiz that I do. We talked about that a little earlier. I offer you a quiz that's going to determine what the appropriate level is for you for what you're doing.
And I can put the link in the chat for the quiz as well.
You could, if you would like, I would love that, Summer.
I will do that for you. And you guys, you got to know Brenda. Check out her community, connect with her, go to her masterclasses, and learn how to stop spinning your wheels. You need to start generating real business. And Brenda is that special support that you're going to have in your life. And once you get in touch with Brenda and become her friend, you have a friend for life. And if you enjoyed these Teach Me Something conversations, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with somebody that needs to hear this episode. Because building a business is not about doing more and more and more every day. It's about doing actually what works for you. So, Brenda, thank you so much for being here. I learned a lot from you, and I hope my audience will too.
Thank you, Summer. I loved it.
And you guys, I'll see you in the next one.